Welcome to another Warhammer 40,000 battle report here at Slider Games. We appreciate you joining us today, and if you're enjoying the channel, like what you see, please feel free to subscribe, like, and comment on the video. That helps us out here at Slider Games. But today, we have a 1,500 point battle report featuring my custom T'au Sept Sunars and the Imperial Fists. And it is a Tempest of War Battle. We are doing a direct assault. So we have your kind of traditional primary scoring, hold one objective, two objectives, and more than your opponent to get points. But then in every battle round, if you control an objective that you didn't control at the start of your turn, or if you destroy at least one unit that was on an objective at the start of your turn, you get some extra points there. And we have this interesting search and destroy deployment set up. So we have a deployment zone back here with this objective in it. And then this opposite corner has an objective over here, and then we've got one by our statue, one pretty close to the statue. I thought that would be interesting, and then I think it's right here behind those. So that is our deployment for this 1,500 point Tempest of War Battle, and in charge of the Imperial Fist today is John. Welcome to the channel. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Pretty excellent. So new player to the channel, relatively new to Warhammer. You started in 9th edition, is that accurate?
That's correct, yeah.
Yes, and how do you like it so far?
Having a blast, painting models, throwing dice.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Very exciting stuff. Welcome again to the channel for the first time. It's great to have you. Let's take a look at the armies. This is exactly 1,500 points of T'au Sept Sunars. That's my custom Sept. We do follow the T'au Sept tenets, so we get to reroll a hit and a wound roll each time, or a wound roll each time we attack, excuse me. We also get 3 inches, plus 3 inches to our auras. In charge today is Commander Bravestand. He's got 2 shield drones, 3 missile pods, and a pulse rifle, and the Warlord trait Exemplar of the Koyon, which allows me to redeploy units before the first battle round. Accompanying him is our ethereal On Lee here on this planet to assist in its submission to the greater good. He's got 2 marker drones with him, and I did give him the relic, the Humble Stave, so he can cast 2 invocations of the elements, and he gets +1 when he casts them. We have Wisdom of the Guides and Sense of Stone, so command points and feel no pains. For our troops, we've got 3 squads of 10 Fire Warriors. Then we have in our fast attack, our Marker Light Support, a squad of Pathfinders. They have 2 shield drones and a recon drone. And then into heavy support, we've got a squad of 2 broadsides, one with a heavy rail rifle, one with the high yield missile pods. Both have twin smart missiles and advanced stabilizing optics, and then 2 shield drones accompanying them. Behind them, we have a Riptide, who is equipped with twin smart missiles. He also has a target lock and a multi-tracker. The multi-tracker won't actually do anything because there aren't squads big enough to trigger, but he ignores light cover when shooting. Then we have a hammerhead with an ion cannon and 2 smart missiles, and then we have what would be long strike, but just a tank case for us. He's got the rail rifle and the smart missiles. So that is our army, exactly 1,500 points, but let's take a look at the Imperial Fists. This insanely beautifully painted Imperial Fist army is also exactly 1,500 points. What do we have here, John?
Yeah, so start with our kind of characters here. We have Primaris Chaplain, who is rocking the Benediction of Fury relic. Also, as my Warlord, he has the Hand Adorn, which will give me just no D3 CP at the start of the game. Mm-hmm. To the left of him is my kind of proxy model, running him as a Captain in Gravis armor.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
He's also has the Vox Spiritum, so his auras will be additional 3 inches. He's also the Chapter Master, so rerolling all hit rolls with a selected unit of his choice. And then lastly there we have my Tech Marine. Nothing special about him, just kind of comes as is.
Cool. Yeah, didn't pay for the Master of the Forge on that one, right?
No.
Okay, cool.
Alright, so kind of go here with my troop choices. We have 2 units of Assault Intercessors. Both Sergeants have the Power Fists upgrades on them. And then for my regular Intercessors, we have one with Autobolters and one with the Stalker rifles. Both those Intercessor squads have the Grenade Launcher upgrade as well. Moving to the left here, I have a set of Blade Guard. with the sergeant having the upgraded plasma pistol. So we'll see if he can blow off his own arm or not. Directly behind them, we have the Eradicators with the heavy upgrade, so they are heavy 1 instead of the assault, and also have one of them switched out for the multi-melta.
Cool.
In the back there, we have the Inceptors, 1 unit of 3 with the bolters, and then another unit of 3 with the plasmas. I believe that's all that's on them. And then lastly, my Pride and Joy, my Redemptor Dreadnought, equipped with the plasma weapon. It also has the Icarus Rocket Pod and the Storm Bolters.
Awesome.
Loadout.
Very cool. Yeah, these are amazing. These are just super, super awesome looking. Very well done. This is your first army. So yeah, they look amazing.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, very cool. I'm very excited to see them on the battlefield as they take on the T'au Empire. But yeah, beautiful stuff. Very excited to see them. Let's take a look at deployment. Deployment is complete. The T'au forces are tucked into this little corner back here. We do have our Ethereal on Lee and 2 squads of Fire Warriors up here holding our home objective, with these guys maybe being able to push up, because we do have 2 objectives in No Man's Land relatively close together. So getting up there could be useful, but I'm not sure what 1 squad of Fire Warriors is going to be able to do about that. Pathfinders are tucked in this little corner, trying to keep angles down so they can't be seen. We are saying this is obscuring, so we can't shoot through this archway here in the middle. And then back behind them we have squad of Fire Warriors, Commander Brave stand right up at our deployment zone edge, so we can swing out hopefully to get to this objective. And then in the backfield we've got our Tank Ace, our other Hammerhead, the Broadsides, and the Riptide all in this back corner, moving, creeping up slowly. What I imagine is happening here, the Imperial Fists have kind of gotten word that T'au are moving into the planet. They've set up some defensive, barricades and stuff throughout the city. The T'au forces, though, have infiltrated through another flank and are moving in, and the Imperial Fists now have to counter that. But yeah, that's it. Nothing in strategic reserve or deep strike for the T'au. I do have our Exemplar of the Koyan Warlord trait, so I will be able to redeploy up to 3 units before the beginning of the first battle round. So this may get shuffled around before the first part of the battle round, but Imperial Fist, what do we have over here for the Fists?
Yeah, so we kind of have 2 main battlefronts going on the right side here. Kind of a melee brigade with the Redemptor and some heavy firepower from the Eradicators. You got a set of the intercessors with the Stalker bolt rifles on this kind of back point, because of that 42-inch range. It kind of has some keeping some corners down, but staying safe.
Yep.
And then some of my assault regular intercessors here, the intercessor with the auto bolters here, my Inceptors, so kind of a quicker left flank here to be able to move up the board quickly, hopefully. Yeah, right on. And the chaplain's over here with these guys. Correct.
So yeah, they can swing around the side to get onto these objectives. And then the captain in Gravis armor and the Tech Marine over here, obviously, with the Dreadnought, who's ready to step around this corner and lay waste to anything that appears. The T'au have tried to tuck themselves in pretty well down here to avoid any first turn, obliteration from that plasma gun. But yeah, that is our deployment. I guess we should probably grab a die here and see who gets to go first. All right, I'll grab a die. Do you have a die, sir?
Yep.
All right, grab one. I'll let you roll first. You're the guest, so this is matched play, so whoever gets highest, a 4 must go first. All right. We got a 5. Okay, so it will be T'au. Battle round 1. I'll do maybe some redeployment here, and then we'll move on and see what happens. We do need to check our objectives as well. Brave Stand has issued his orders to the T'au. Attempting target, we need to take the objective by the statue in the middle of the board. Assassination, kill one of those characters, and then finally bring it down, take out the Dreadnought. So we need to eliminate the big threats and take the center of the board. Let's see what the T'au do. Brave Stand has finished distributing the troops around the battlefield. Not a ton of movement. The Imperial Fists were very well hidden, so I don't really have a lot of options to shoot. These Fire Warriors, they shifted up. I did try to do Sense of Stone on them, but failed. I did get Wisdom of the Gods, so I did get an extra command point from Only the Ethereal. These Fire Warriors stayed here kind of hidden. The Riptide and the two broadsides shifted up a little bit, just so that once things do expose themselves, they'll be able to shoot. We do have a big gap here. This is a bad problem because I don't think we mentioned it, but the Plasma Inceptors are in Deep Strike Reserve, so there will be a pocket for them to come in, but to do what I needed to do, I couldn't really keep that well defended because I did my Koyan redeploy. We have selected Koyan. The Pathfinders and both of the Hammerheads came back and shifted right to this edge of the deployment line, so we can fire in on the Contemptor down there for Bring It Down. Fired 10 marker lights, hitting on 3s. I got 3 hits. I rolled like 6 2s and a 1. So that was kind of unfortunate, but we don't actually have a lot of stuff that can see. All the smart missiles are out of range, so really the only things that can shoot are Brave Stand and the turret weapons from the Hammerheads. We might have a couple Pathfinders that could maybe shoot in, but we're going to go ahead and kick it off with the Hammerhead, our tank ace firing in. We will be hitting on 2s down there with this, and we have our targeting array, so I can reroll a 1 if need be. Okay, so that hits. Strength 14, so a 2 to wound. So that is a wound. So minus 6 AP becomes minus 5, but still no save, unfortunately. So this is D3 plus 6 mortal wounds, or regular wounds, which is a 2. So that's 7 wounds plus 3 mortal wounds. So it takes 10 wounds from the railgun.
Down to 9.
Down to 9, yes. Dreadnoughts reduce all damage. So 9 wounds taken from this one. He's got 4 wounds left. We'll come back and see if Brave Stand can finish him off. We're back. Commander Brave Stand is here. He plans on finishing off the Contemptor himself. So we'll start with his pulse rifle. Hits on a 2. So he did advance. I don't know if I mentioned that. So minus 1 to ballistic skill 3, but with the marker light back to a 2. That is a 2 to hit, and it's strength 8, so it needs a 3 to wound. It does wound. AP minus 4, which becomes AP minus 3 on the Contemptor. Redemptor. Yeah. I'm sorry. Contemptor, so Redemptor.
1/6 up?
Yeah. That is a 5. Okay, so he takes, it would be 3 wounds, but it's reduced to 2 because he is a Dreadnought. And then I've got 6 missile pods coming in, hitting on 2s. 2 1s. I'm going to reroll one of these with my T'au Sept reroll. Okay, so 1 miss. And these are strength 7, so these are 4s to wound. Maybe. Whoa! That was crazy. Not looking good so far. All right, 1 wound. It's AP minus 2, which becomes AP minus 1.
So a 4 up.
So a 4 up. Which you pass. All right, so he's got 2 wounds left. It's going to be, I was trying to hold this Hammerhead off because he actually does have line of sight way down the battlefield, but we need to take out the Contemptor. So we're going to go to him, fire an ion cannon. We will be overcharging the ion cannon, so it is heavy 3d3 shots. 4. I knocked over a barricade. Oh, that's a 3. Okay, so 5 shots. We'll take that. And these are hitting on 3s. He does get a marker light from the buff from our tank ace. So 3s. I will use my targeting array to reroll one of these. Okay, so that is 4 hits. These are strength 8, so 3s to wound. And I'll use my T'au Sept reroll. So 4 wounds at AP minus 2, which becomes AP minus 1. So 4 ups. Oh, you made it. Okay, so with that, if any of them would have went through, we would have killed him. Okay, so the Contemptor, no, Redemptor survives, and I think that's actually all of my shooting. I don't think we have anything else in range. I'll do a quick double check. I did have 2 Pathfinders were in range of him, and they fired in already. No damage was done from them, but let's double check. We may have a couple Fire Warriors. So we'll see if we can maybe find a gun to finish him off and bring it down. The chaplain has issued his orders. Get behind the T'au lines. The T'au have come in from behind, so he wants a flanking mover to get back around them. He was thinking about deploying teleport homers, but spent a CP to draw a new one. No retreat, no surrender. This is a great one for the Imperial Fist. If they don't fail a morale check, move off of an objective, or fall back, then they will score 5 points. That should definitely be achievable. And then bring it down. The T'au have selected, he wants the Riptide to be destroyed, so we'll see how that goes for the Imperial Fists. The Imperial Fists are spreading across the battlefield. What's the plan here for these beautiful yellow warriors?
So on the left flank here, I think we're going to try and move up on this objective to see the approaching, are they Fire Warriors?
Yeah, we've got some Fire Warriors swarming around this building, trying to move up.
They're trying to be sneaky, so trying to kind of cut them off there.
Yep.
As well as the Blade Guard kind of heroically going to the center, but being in that death alley, it looks like. Our air intercessors with the Stalker rifles move to the rooftops to get a good overlook.
Yeah, so they're, this guy in the corner is still 5 inches vertically and within an inch of the objective, so they didn't leave that objective, but they're up high, and now they can have some really good firing arcs down the center of the battlefield.
See, right side here is kind of still hunkering down, but probably preparing to leap into action next turn, while our Redemptor on his last leg, only healing 1 wound from the Tech Marine.
Yeah, Tech Marine rolled a 1 to heal, so he's still on his bottom bracket with 3 wounds.
Yep. Move aside, but it does have the Chapter Master for full rerolls.
Yes, full rerolls, and so the Tech Marine also buffs him, so he will still be hitting on 4s, rerolling everything, so still very dangerous even on his last bracket. But yeah, so both armies pretty cagey here in turn 1, just kind of shifting, staying in cover, waiting to spring their attack in this urban terrain. I will note a couple things. I did have a few Fire Warriors that were in range and could see the Dreadnought at the end of my shooting phase. They did no damage. So T'au totally blew it on their opening turn, but the Imperial Fist will definitely have a chance to score a few points here in this battle round 1, so let's go into shooting. The Dreadnought has opened up the shooting phase. He fired in with his, Stormbolter, and what was the other gun he shot?
The Onslaught Gatling.
Onslaught Gatling Cannon into the Pathfinders. He took out the Recon Drone and took a wound off a Shield Drone. I actually spent a command point to reroll to keep the Shield Drone alive. It would have died, and I did end up saving it. The reason I did that is because he's now firing the rest of his guns in here at our Tank Ace, and with the AP from the Devastator Doctrine, I won't get a save anyway, so I figured I might as well try to save that drone. So here we go. What are you shooting first?
We'll put the Icarus rocket pod in. So
okay.
It's D3 shots.
For
1 shot. 4 up to hit, but re-rolling 1s. Full re-rolls.
Yeah. And then, either way.
No. Okay. So Icarus pod will
slams
fail
up to the ground errantly here, and then the plasma.
So D6 shots. Let's see what we get.
2.
I'm gonna spend a CP to re-roll that. So going down to 6 for me. Okay. D6 shots. I was overcharging it from before, so still a 4 up to hit on this one.
Yeah, with 4 rerolls. It
does hit. Strength of 9,
so
for
3 to
here.
wound.
No, nothing. And that's my CP reroll. So
dodging some bullets, both sides firing in, and I wounded him pretty well, but both sides survive the shooting here, and I think that's pretty much it. We may have a few long shots here from some rifles on the roof, but I think that's going to be pretty much it for the shooting here for the Imperial Fists. Double checking ranges. These guys were out of range with their Stalker pattern bolt rifles. That's what
Stalker bolt rifle.
Yeah, okay, Stalker ones, yeah. So they're 36 inches, so they were just out of range of the Pathfinders down there. So with that, there is no more shooting left. That will conclude battle round 1 for both armies. Neither army scores any points yet, but we've both got some potential. Bring It Down is definitely on the table for the T'au. No retreat, no surrender for the Imperial Fists, so our secondaries are looking good, and we may get some primary scoring here in Battle Round 2, but let's look at the new orders for the T'au. Brave stand looking for the tempting target still and bring it down, and area denial. I dropped assassination at the end of the first battle round. It was going to be tough to get that anytime soon, so dropped that. Picked up area denial, so both of these are basically get to that center objective. So if I can get in there, I can do that. Probably not realistically this turn, but maybe next turn. We'll see what happens. T'au movement has concluded. Fire Warriors over here actually moved back. So originally I had shifted them forward to come up here into this, but if they come around this corner of the building, they're going to be obliterated by small arms fire because the Imperial Fists 6s explode with all their bolter guns. Yeah, they're not going to be able to survive that because these guys fly up onto this roof, shoot down into them. These guys can shoot. So the plan now has shifted a little bit. We still want the middle of the battlefield. So this unit, they shifted up. They're going to head in with the Riptide. This squad will come in, hold the home objective, and follow them through. I did get Sense of Stone off on these guys, and Wisdom of the Guides went off, so I did get another command point. So this unit right here out in the open has a 6-up Feel No Pain. Riptide flew up forward, not quite wholly within 12 inches of the center, but moving that way. Broadsides shifted out from the back. Still not a lot of firing options for any of these units here. The Riptide will be able to see the Inceptors, the jump pack guys down there, so he might be able to shoot them, or the unit there right by the statue. So we have a couple options down there. And then over here, Hammerheads spread out a little bit because we do have a deep strike target coming in on the next turn, which is going to have to land in this back corner if they do come in the back lines. But he is within 9 of the other Hammerhead, so he'll still get his buff. Then everybody else over here shifted forward, looking to take out the Dreadnought and maybe the Blade Guard. So we do have a few marker lights out, 2 on the Dreadnought, 6 on the Blade Guard, and then Onley's drones hit this unit for 1. So that is our marker light situation. We are going to go ahead and kick off the shooting phase with the rail rifle, trying to finish off the Dreadnought. Smart missiles are out of range, so nothing to do there. So we do have marker lights on it again. So we're hitting on 2s. We do hit. Wounding on 2s. And that is a 2. So it is wounded, which does minimum 9 damage. So yeah. He does go. Will he explode is the question. Does not explode, but that does score us 5 points for Bring It Down. So Tower on the board. Oh yeah, I guess I should note that. We did get 5 points for primaries. We held this objective at the start of the turn. So that will put us up to 10 right now. And these 2 units both moved up, and they did get within range of this. So we will also get some primary points for controlling an objective we didn't control at the beginning of the turn. So scoring has begun here. Let's see what else we can shoot. Next thing to fire, we're going with this other Hammerhead. Because of our tank ace's fancy battle suit, he will get the benefit of marker lights on whatever he shoots. And I'm splitting some fire. So the ion cannon going into the Blade Guard, who's been a command point for transhuman. And then the warlord, or not the warlord, but the captain is the closest model. So I can actually hit him with the smart missiles. So those will go up and into him. But we'll start with the ion cannon. So we got 3d3 shots. For, I think it's 5 again. Yep, that's what we had last time. So 5 shots. I am overcharging. Ticking down a marker light, so these will hit on 3. 1, I'll reroll that with targeting array. Okay, so that is 4 hits. These will wound on 4s because of the transhuman. And I'll reroll that with T'au Sept. Okay, so 2 wounds. AP -2 becomes AP -1 because of your shields.
So we can add 3 ups then.
3 ups, okay. Fail will kill one. It is flat 3 damage.
Yeah, I'll CP your one.
Okay, CP in that to keep the Blade Guard alive. And it pays off. Okay, so the Blade Guard take no damage. And we'll go ahead and fire the smart missiles. So these would be hitting on 3s, technically, with the boost from the tank ace, but out of line of sight brings it back to 4. If I can grab these dice in my hand. Okay, so hitting on 4s. I've already spent my T'au Sept reroll. Okay, that was 4 hits. That's statistically average. Strength 5. He's Gravis, so he's toughness 5. Okay, so 1 wound. It'll be a 2-up save because he's out of line of sight. Okay, he made it. Okay, so no damage to the character. Let's see what else we can fire. The Hammerhead couldn't finish them off, so Brave Stand, leveling his pulse rifle, will fire down into the Blade Guard. Hits on a 2. Does hit with a 2. And a wound on 4 with Transhuman. Doesn't wound. I'm going to spend my T'au Sept reroll with that. Okay, it does wound. It's AP minus 4, which becomes AP minus 3.
So looking for the 4-up.
4-up, invulnerable. Got it. Okay. So now we will fire in 6 smart missiles, or missile pod shots, excuse me. So that is 5 hits. And these will also wound on 4, strength 7. So 2 at AP minus 2, which become AP minus 1.
Just looking for the
3 or 4? Yeah, 3 up.
Yep. 4 because
4 up.
Yep. 4 ups.
Fail 1, it's 2 damage. So 1 is still alive on 1 wound left. Next unit up, our broadsides are firing over here to the center of the battlefield at this unit. I did the high yield missile pod guy. He was in range with his smart missiles fired in. Could not take the last wound off, even though I actually hit and wounded 7 times. It was pretty sweet. But they made all their saves. But everything else, going into this squad, we'll start with the high yield missile pod. It is hitting on 3s because of the marker light. And that is pretty good. I'm going to reroll one of those with T'au Sept. Okay, so 7. They will wound strength 7, so these will wound on 3s. So that's 5 wounds, AP minus 2, which becomes AP minus 1.
5 4-ups.
5 4-ups, and they're 2 damage each. So 2 have succumbed to their wounds, and then we'll fire in the heavy rail rifle. So 2 shots, hitting on 3s. That's why you save your reroll for the bigger gun. Okay, but I do have 8 smart missiles coming in from the other broadside as well, hitting on 3s. Okay, so that was good. 6 hits. The smart missiles are really doing well today. And then wounding on 3s. Not so much on the wounding. 1 wound, AP minus 1, which becomes AP minus 0.
So 3 up.
3 up. And okay, so we kill 2, and they are otherwise fine. Let's see what else. I think the Riptide's going to fire in at something, and we'll go from there. Next up, we shifted to our Fire Warriors. There are 10 of them there. 8 of them can see these guys, so I spent some command points. We did Focused Fire, so anything else that shoots them gets +1 to wound, and then Relentless Fusillade. So we'll get a boost to our AP, and we'll fire all both of our shots at full range. So we've got 16 shots, hitting on 4s though, because we don't have a marker light on these guys. Oh yeah, undo this. Did I? What did I? Yeah, okay, that's right. We'll redo that. Reshoot. Okay. It's confusing myself with the marker lights. Okay. Next up, we did go to the Fire Warriors. We spent some command points here. Focus Fire. So since they took some wounds for 2 CP, anything else that shoots them gets +1 to wound. And then Relentless Fusillade. So our Fire Warriors get +1 to their AP, and they will also have 2 shots at full range. There are only 8 of them that can see, so this is 16 shots hitting on 4s because we're out of marker lights. Let's see what we got. After our T'au Sept reroll, we got 9 hits in. So these will wound on 2s with Focus Fire. So that is 7 wounds at AP minus 2, which becomes AP minus 1. And you are in light cover with the barricade, so you're at your 3-up armor save.
Let's see if they can hold out.
And you failed 2, so that will kill 1.
1 down.
Last thing to shoot is our Riptide. He fired his smart missiles up and over. Also could not take out that last Blade Guard. So then I had a choice. My original plan was to just shoot at the Inceptors with him, but then it's like, I have a chance I could clear this unit, but I'm leaving them because if they do fail their morale, so that would stop them from scoring the 5 points for no retreat, no surrender. So I'm going to leave them, and either they can spend 2 points to auto pass or chance to fail and lose that secondary for a turn. So I'm going to fire original plan, everything from the big gun. I did boost it, so it's got 16 shots. Hitting on 4s because we don't have any marker lights down here. Dropped 1 dice, so those, and I'll just reroll this for the dropped one. Okay, so that's what we got so far. That was 11 hits through. We haven't spent our T'au Sept reroll yet, so looking for 3s, strength 6. So we'll reroll one of these with T'au Sept. Pays off. So that was good. That was 2. Ooh, looks like we got 9 wounds through there. It is AP -2, which becomes AP -1. So 4 ups, 2 damage.
Let's see what happens.
That was some
Wow,
good saving. That's some good. Oh my goodness.
2
The
fails,
dice.
1 dead.
Yeah, dice were hot for
Wow.
both of us there. All right, so yeah, 1 falls. That shot from the Riptide does conclude battle round 2 for the T'au. We do score 7 primary points, 5 for holding this objective at the beginning of the turn, and then 2 bonus points basically for getting onto an objective we didn't hold at the beginning of the turn. And then we got 5 points for bring it down, taking out the Dreadnought. The other chance here, so the Imperial Fists will score the 5 points for no retreat, no surrender, spending the 2 CP to ensure they do not fail their morale check. So both armies still pretty good capabilities here. Took out a Dreadnought, so the Imperial Fists will return some fire, and they do have some deep strikers who could mix it up in the town lines or maybe jump onto an objective somewhere to get some bonus points. But let's take a look at the objectives for the Imperial Fists. The Chaplain issuing some additional orders. They did score, again, no retreat, no surrender, so we still have behind enemy lines and bring it down, still looking to take out the Riptide. And then raise banner, do an action on an objective in no man's land. We are at the conclusion of the movement phase for the Imperial Fists. What is the strategy here, sir?
Hold the line.
Yeah.
We're just gonna kind of move forward. We got this is our Alamo. We're kind of hunker down it and prevent the T'au forces from kind of overrunning the city and just have this final stand here.
Yeah. Some interesting choices were made in that movement phase. First, I will note these guys are doing raise the banners here, so they're going to get 5 points for that for sure. The thing though was I did leave a pocket in the back for the Inceptors to come in. It's like, honestly, I was hoping like, yeah, maybe he'll go back there because it would leave my railgun, Hammerhead, the tank ace, exposed, but without any big vehicles to shoot, his one super shot isn't that great. So if they would have went back there, it's like, okay, whatever. But instead, he did the smart thing and put him in the middle of the battlefield for a couple reasons. Number one, he wants to kill the Riptide. That's his bring it down target. But also, 2 of my secondaries, and basically everything I'm trying to do is get within, clear the center of the battlefield and take this objective. And now, like, half the army is in the middle of the battlefield. So if I want to get area denial, I got to clear the Inceptors, the Blade Guard, these 2 guys, the captain, and this squad. So these guys might actually also be creeping in there on that 12-inch radius as well. So we're in a difficult spot. He is definitely, choices are going to have to be made in my next turn about if I just totally rethink my strategy based on this. But yeah, looks awesome. Cool. So let's go in and do some shooting. Moving along in the shooting phase, we've got a couple things I've shot. These guys fired in to the Fire Warriors, killed, I think 4 of them died, even with their Sense of Stone saves. Then this squad and the Tech Marine, who came around the corner, fired into the Pathfinders, took out their drones, and another 2 or 3 of them. So there are 7 Pathfinders left. But next, we're going here in the center. The Inceptors who just jumped in are shooting in at the Riptide, and they are overcharging gloriously. Okay, so we got 2 D3 shots each. So we got to do these separately in case ones and all that jazz. This first guy gets 3 shots.
3 shots.
Yep.
So let's do a 3 there.
Second guy gets 6 shots. Very nice. And then the last one will have 4 shots. Okay, pretty good. So first guy gets 3 shots. Ones. They do get to reroll 1s because the captain moved up.
So looking for 3s to hit here.
3s to hit.
Rerolling 1s.
There is a 1, 2 1s. Okay, 1 hit and 2 1s. Okay, it pays off.
First
so
one's good.
3 hits so far. Next guy's got 6 6 shots. There is a 1, but everything else hits. Oh, okay. Things are, yeah, it's not looking great.
Okay,
that's
so
9 so far.
Yeah, let's do a tally up over here.
And then 4 shots for the last guy.
Ooh,
one's off the board. Okay, so 2
misses,
hits. So that is a total of 11.
11.
Okay, and this is strength 7 into...
strength 7 with the overcharge. Strength 8.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Let's do a quick check on that. We're looking for 8, so look for 3s to wound.
Okay, 3s to wound with 11 shots. I'll have 4 up and vulnerable saves against this. Okay, that's pretty good, pretty good. Couple ones in there.
I will...
You do
I'll
have
CP one of those to
Okay.
try and get some, a little bit of extra. No.
Okay, so we've got, looks like 8 there. Let me grab some dice. We've got 8 wounds to get through here. Need 4 up and vulnerables. Or the Riptide could explode. I need to make 5 of these. I need to make 4 of these. Yeah, 4, because they're 3 damage each. 4 times 3 is 12. Yeah, he would be alive if I pass 4. All right, we need 4 4. Statistically, we should survive. For the greater good. Okay, we survived. Ooh, I only failed 3. You spin a command point. I want to spin a command point.
Yep.
All right, I failed 2, so he takes 6 damage. The Inceptor shots do conclude the turn for the Imperial Fist. Everything else basically advanced. The only thing that could even charge would be the Inceptors that just came in. The Riptide, actually I think I forgot to say this in the list building section, but he has the early warning override, so he hits on 5s in Overwatch, so didn't want to do that. But it's looking good so far. So for points, held this objective at the beginning for 5, moved onto an objective they didn't control at the beginning of the turn for 2, so 7 points on the primaries, and the raised banners here gives them a total of 12. So it is 12 to 12. Tie game as close as it gets heading into battle round 3. Let's look at the T'au new objectives. T'au movement is complete. We fired some Overwatch. We also do want to note the score is actually 17 to 12. We forgot they got raised banners last time, but they also had no retreat, no surrender. I forgot to mention that. So it is 17 to 12 in favor of the Imperial Fists. We did our overcharge here. We got the 5 up, feel no pain, rolled for it, safe. Did not burn out his thing. We did our command phase, Sense of Stone on this smaller squad. We did get our command point for Wisdom of the Guides as well. This squad shifted back around. Ethereal didn't move. These guys moved up a little bit. I really debated. It was a really long movement phase. My apologies. So what I was considering doing with the Riptide was instead of giving him the 5 up, feel no pain, or overcharging his gun, I can move him 2d6 inches in the fight phase or the charge phase. So I was thinking about moving him up here. He was just out of range of this objective, and then if we could have killed these 2 guys, moved him on that would have given me the tempting target. It also would have given me battlefield supremacy because we'd be on 3 objectives. So I really debated that, but it's a suicide mission for him for sure, and he is the bring it down target, so it would really only be a 5-point swing, which is enough to tie the game. But where he's at right now, if he does manage to survive this turn, if I can kill enough and keep him around, I can jump him up and over, and he would be on that objective, and maybe next turn we'll be able to get it. So that's the plan right now. Playing it a little bit safer to start. Over here, we spent a command point on recon sweep, so they got +1 to hit with their marker lights and then got to make a normal move afterward. So they fired in. We've got 3 marker lights on the Inceptors, 2 on the Blade Guard, 1 on the Captain, and then there was 1 on the squad that did the raised banners. Those were from the drones over here. And then our tanks and our commander moved up, trying to get in range for our Koyon to get some exploding shots. So we've got a couple characters that may be able to shoot, but our real focus is going to be taking out the center of the battlefield. Let's go on to shooting. Going with our Hammerhead to start our shooting phase. I fired his smart missiles already into the Blade Guard, finally. Killed the guy on 1 wound. I actually did 3 wounds, so there's another guy on 1 wound, and 1 is dead. But firing the big gun into the Inceptors who have transhumaned. So I'm going 3d3 shots. Oh, that was good. for, what is that, 6, 7, 8 shots. All right, I have 8 dice right there. Perfect. So these will hit on 3s because of marker lighting. And I have not spent my T'au Sept reroll yet, or my targeting array. Okay, so we'll target array and T'au Sept. Okay, so 6 hits. And they are strength 8. They would be wounding on 3s, but with transhuman, wounding on 4s. Oh, only 2 wounds. Transhuman really coming in clutch there. I'm not within explosion range for Koyon right now, so it's 2 saves at AP -2, which becomes AP -1, and you're in cover, so it's your armor save.
Cool.
But they are 3 damage each because I overcharged. So anything.
3 ups.
You fail 1. Do you want to CP and save a guy's life?
I think I do.
Okay.
They're my
This...
important guys right now.
Oh, it still
Okay.
fails. Okay, so they do kill 1. All right, so we're making progress. We've killed a blade guard and an inceptor. Next up, we're going to the broadsides. They're splitting fire everywhere. Smart missiles from both going into the blade guard, which we actually already fired. We killed 1, and the sergeant's now down to 1 wound left. And then high yield missile pod going into this unit, trying to finish them off, and the heavy rail rifle into the inceptors. We're going to start here with the heavy rail rifle. So hits on 3s because of the marker lights. And I'll spin my T'au Sept reroll, and they both hit. And these will wound on 4s because of transhuman. And that is no wounds. I haven't spent a command point though. I'm going to CP one of these. Okay, so it does wound. AP -4, which goes to 3. So they will have and they're in cover.
So a 5.
So they'll have a 5-up save.
How much damage is this?
So it does 1 mortal wound for just wounding, so that will go through either way, and that's D3 + 3.
Ooh, just 1.
So 1 will die if you fail. So fail. Yep. So he does kill 1. So there's 1 inceptor left and 1 blade guard left. But now we have 8 shots from the high yield missile pod going into the 2 guys back on the objective. These will hit on 3s for a marker light as well. And I've spent my T'au Sept reroll. That was really good. And then these will wound on 3s. Strength 6. So that is 5 wounds at AP -2, which becomes AP -1.
Are they in cover?
They are not.
No,
The wall is not between them. Yeah. So
this is so
4 ups.
4 ups. Yep.
So if 2 fail, that does wipe out the squad. They're 2 damage each. Okay, so we kill 1 unit for overwhelming firepower there as well, and we'll get 2 points for killing a unit that was on an objective. So nice shooting, broadsides. Next in line, our tank ace. He did fire his smart missiles up and over, took out the blade guard. He had 2 wounds left. I don't know if I said that before. I may have said 1, but he did have 2 wounds left on the sergeant. But he took him out. But now we're going to level the railgun down at that tech marine. I imagine we were talking about this. He's like on his knees, like digging through the remains of the dreadnought, like scooping out the goopy center. And now we'll see if we can turn him into a dreadnought. So he is hitting on 3s right here, which I'll targeting array that and miss. Ah, that was big. Okay, so we don't get that. So we're probably going to have Commander's Brave Stand fire in at him. We can just do that right now, actually. I'll just go straight to that. Brave Stand's going to fire Pulse Rifle, hitting on a 2, which hits. Strength 8, so wounds on a... Is he T5?
He is T5.
Let's see. Okay, so four wounds either way. So it's
T4 actually.
Okay. It's -4 with the Pulse Rifle.
So he's a 6 up.
Yep, because he's 2 up armor save. Which he fails. So that's 3 wounds.
It's down to 2.
He's got 2 left, yep. And then we got 6 missile pod shots coming in, hitting on 2s. I have not spent my reroll yet, so I'll reroll that with T'au Sept. Still misses. And then these will be 3s to wound with the strength 7. So 4 wounds at AP -2. And these are 2 damage each.
Okay, so 4 ups. And failing 1, he's dead.
Yep.
Nope.
Okay, so Brave Stand takes out the missiles, slam in, taking out the Tech Marine. So that does score us overwhelming firepower because we took out Tech Marine, Blade Guard, and the intercessors that were in that center objective. Okay, so things are going pretty well so far for the T'au. Let's see what else we have. We are at the conclusion of the shooting phase. We did some small arms. This squad of fire warriors fired in, took a wound off the interceptors. A few of these fire warriors were within range and line of sight of that squad, took a wound off. Finally, we went to our Riptide. He's firing, his smart missiles went in, took another wound off these, so there's one guy on one wound. But he's firing his big gun, the heavy burst cannon, straight into this guy's face. So it is 12 shots since I didn't overcharge the gun. But it is exploding sixes right here. So looking for threes to hit with the marker lights. Only 1 6. So we're going to reroll that with T'au Sept. Okay. So only one explosion. So that one will come back. And then we'll remove these 2 1s. And then these are strength 6. So these will be wounding on 4s, transhuman. And okay, that was good. So we've got 6 saves, AP -2, which becomes AP -1, and you're in cover, so armor saves, but 2 damage each. So 2 fails, kill the guy.
But for threes, no, he's dead.
2 fails, it is,
Exact.
just got him, and he's already rerolled his command point. Okay, so we cleared the arch, but that's pretty much it for the T'au right now. We'll see, double check our scoring and give you an actual total. So at the conclusion of T'au round 3, we came to a realization. The scoring for this is not exactly normal, so instead of getting 5 points for controlling an objective for being primary, it's only 4 points. So the score is actually 16 for the Imperial Fists. And after that turn, we did score 4 points for holding this one, 4 points for holding that one, and then we got the 2 bonus points for killing a unit that was on an objective. So that gives 10 primary points for the T'au this turn. And we got 5 points for overwhelming firepower, took out 4 units, Tech Marine, the 2 here in the middle, and that unit. So that gives us a total of 26 points. So heading into Imperial Fist turn 3, it is 26 to 16 in favor of the T'au. So let's see what kind of objectives the Imperial Fists can draw. Movement is done for the Imperial Fists. At the beginning of their turn for primaries, they got 4 points. For holding this one, that was the only objective they held since I shot them off of the center objective. But since then, these guys stayed still on the roof, still have good firing lines. These guys and the chaplain advanced up to get onto this objective. In the center, these guys shifted out so they can finally shoot at something. These guys, oh, it looks so cool down here. They're lining up a charge into the Riptide through there, the captain and the assault intercessors. The assault intercessors, actually, if they fail their charge, are on that objective, so win-win for you there on that charge roll. And then these guys shifted up a little bit, got themselves some cover save. So the T'au, I don't know if anybody's noticed yet, but Imperial Fist ignore light cover. So I've basically been, all these barricades give light cover, but I've basically been ignoring them as I move because it doesn't help me. They basically just slow me down, so -2 to my movement for being difficult terrain. But the Imperial Fist will definitely benefit from that as a cover save. But yeah, pressing the middle. Object here, I think, if I'm, correct me if I'm wrong, but kill the Riptide. Because if he dies, so the Riptide is my chance to score. So if he can survive again, I can jump up and maybe get on this objective, which gives me the tempting target. But he's your bring it down target. So if you can kill him, you deny me getting tempting target for 5 points and you get 5 points.
That's the plan.
So yeah, charge him, kill him. But he is boosted. He's got a 5 up Feel No Pain from his Nova charge. This little squad has a 5 up Feel No Pain from Sense of Stone. So that is where we are. This is very tight. This is a very close game. Yeah, I'm interested to see how this one plays out. Let's go into shooting phase. We've actually done all the shooting, all the small arms, everything like that. The Eradicators were actually shooting stuff, but they just fired into the Fire Warriors. They ended up only killing 1, actually. Some not great hitting from them, unfortunately. But this squad of Fire Warriors that had Sense of Stone, they got wiped out. That was 6 wounds for no prisoners, actually. And then the 1 wound from these guys, 7 wounds towards no prisoners, need 23 more. But now we are going to... Oh, actually, one other thing. The captain did shoot his pistol in. He took a wound off of the Riptide. So down to 7 wounds. Now we're in the charge phase. We actually realized the great tactical maneuver here. So these guys are not in the terrain piece. So the Riptide cannot overwatch these guys. They need a 10-inch charge. So they are going in to the Riptide. The captain will need an 8. So the big thing is here, if they make it, there will be no overwatch. So you need a 10.
Alright, we got 1 CP to spend.
Yes.
It fails, but alright, looking for. Give me that snake eyes. Well, not the snake eyes.
Okay, you need a 6
Need a
right here.
6.
Oh my gosh, the tension. Okay,
Oh,
an
no.
8.
Okay, we're gonna spend the CP we got.
CPing it. Need a 10. Oh, that's a 5.
Oh, nope.
So close. Okay, so Captain, I will overwatch him if you declare him.
I think either way, you're gonna shoot him off the board next turn. So
yeah, definitely worth it. So let's roll the charge. We'll see if he makes it. He needs an 8.
Straight up roll.
He does not make it. So I'll get to Firewatch, and these will hit on 5s.
Yes.
And the 6s will explode. So filming battle reports, the game is still exciting. Like if you like to play 40K, like there are exciting moments in the game, things happen, crazy stuff occurs. And so of course, we jumped right into shooting. I've been doing this for over a year. Maybe I should be more professional at this point, but so I did fire my Overwatch. We had 1 5 and 2 6s on Overwatch, which exploded. So we got 5 hits, and then I just rolled the wound roll as well. So 5 wounds did go through, but we will give you the saves on video because we are semi-professional around here. But it's -2 AP, which becomes -1. He's in cover, so it's a regular armor save.
3 up here.
So he fails 2, so that's 4 damage.
4 damage, I think, brings him down to 3 wounds.
Okay, and we've got 8 smart missiles. We'll film these. We'll bring you the excitement of smart missiles in Overwatch. So these are hitting on 5s, with 6s exploding. Okay, so we got 1 5 and a 6, which explodes, so 3 hits. These are strength 5, so 3s. Or force. Okay, yeah, because he's in Gravis armor. So 2 wounds. It's AP -1, but it ignores cover, so it's your armor save again.
Yep, so 3 ups.
He makes them both. Okay, so we have wounded the captain, and that will be the end of the turn for the Imperial Fists. We are at the conclusion of movement into the shooting phase with our marker lights. Actually, I forgot. These 2 marker lights, I just totally remember them. I haven't fired them. They're going into that Inceptor squad right there. 3s. Okay, 1 marker light on them. There we go. Forgot about that. Okay, but we shifted these guys down a little bit. They're basically just staying in cover right now so we can hold on to this objective. The Ethereal did shift out so his marker drones could get those shots off that I just remembered. Broadsides shifted up. The big gamble is here. This is where everything is hinging on this. So he is at his middle bracket. I spent the command point on backup AI, so he's at his full profile right now. And I'll give him the 5-up Feel No Pain again just to try desperately to keep him alive. But he jumped up and over, so he is within range of this objective, so for attempting target. If I can wipe this squad out, I will get attempting target. And I'll get Battlefield Supremacy for holding 3 objectives. So that's 10 points for me. However, if I can't take out this squad, then I don't get any of those 10 points. And if they can kill the Riptide, that's bring it down for them. And that'll give them 14 more wounds for grind them down. So, yeah. That's basically a 20-point swing if I can kill them. The problem is, if the Riptide blows it, the only thing I can shoot at these guys are smart missiles and sub-munitions from the railgun. So we'll see how that goes. That's the plan, though. Take that center place, get 20 points for the greater good. That's the idea. So yeah, coming over here, we did fire some marker lights that I remembered. We split them up a little bit. We got 4. I did again, recon sweep with them. So 4 there, 1 up there. And then we're going into the shooting phase. I could move them with recon sweep, but I actually don't really think I need to. And then I did spend the command point again on sub-munitions from our boy, the tank ace, because he can't see the one guy sticking out of the edge. So with this stratagem, since there are only 5 of them, I roll a d6 for each of them, and on a 4+, it does a mortal wound. So I do 1 mortal wound. There's a guy wounded though, so it kills 1. So not totally worthless. And then his 8 smart missiles. 1 command point for 1 mortal wound. That's good. That's a good return. But these will hit on... So this is out of line of sight, I guess. No, it's not. He can see them. I'm sorry. We knew that. That's how he did some munitions. So these hit on 3s, which go to 2s because they're marker lit. Okay, so a couple misses. And then these wound on... Oh, transhuman. Yes, they are definitely transhuman. So these are on 4s. So I'll reroll one of these with T'au Sept. And I could have targeting arrayed one of those, if that's okay. Okay, so that targeting array would have turned into a hit. And it wins. Okay. So that is 6 wounds at AP -1. Ignoring cover saves, which doesn't matter. So it's AP 0, so your armor save.
Cool. So 6 3-ups. Ooh, not good.
Fail. That kills 2. Okay, that's...
It's big.
A big... Yeah, that's a big start. Only 2 of them left. In the middle of the battlefield, there's a smoking crater where missiles and submunitions splashed in. We did end up taking these guys out, firing basically everything from the army. The other hammerhead over there is actually the one that finished them off with its smart missiles. It fired its ion cannon in over here, killed 2 guys. The broadsides, they fired their smart missiles in, took out some stuff, and they fired all their main guns into the interceptors that were right here, eliminated them. And so with that, we're coming to our Riptide, who's firing everything into the captain. So these are hitting on 4s. I did, again, spend the command point with backup AI, so he's at his full profile. So hitting on 4s, 12 shots, they will explode on 5s for Koyan. Okay, so let's spend a T'au Sept reroll. Try to get a 5 or 6. Nice. Oh, that's... Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. So that's 6, which become 12, plus 2, so I'm at 14. I've got 2 dice here, extra dice. So all of them hit plus 2 because of the exploding. Koyan is nice when it works. The trouble is it's tough to make it happen. Okay, but these are strength 6, so we're wounding on 3s. Let's see what we got. So these will be 3-up saves because it's normally AP -2, which becomes 1, and you are in cover, and I'm not in the cover, so base saves here. Is he a hero? Ooh, that's he's a hero.
With 1
He's
wound.
got 1 wound left. All right, I do have some smart missiles. So you're saying there's a chance. All right, let's just go ahead and fire these in. These will hit on 4s, 8 shots. 5s explode. All right, so that plus 2. Okay, so all of them with the explosions become hits, and then these are strength 5, so winning on 4s. That was good again. So 6, but they ignore cover, so again, your base save. AP 0, ignoring the cover.
I believe.
Yeah, he can do it.
3s.
3s. Oh.
No.
Yeah, just got him. Okay,
right.
so the commander, in a flash, teleport Homer, he vacates the field as the Riptide bears his guns down upon him. That is the conclusion of Battle Round 4 for T'au Sept Sunars. This guy up here got shot by... I spent actually a command point on Relentless Fusillade, fired up with them and the commander, and there's 1 guy left. There were actually 2 left and failed morale, actually, and the 1 guy fled, but they're still holding that objective. So we scored 11 points for primaries, 8 points for holding 2, and then we got an objective we weren't on, and we killed a unit on an objective for 3 bonus points, so 11 points there, and then I got 10 points for the secondaries for Battlefield Supremacy and Tempting Target, which that one gave us both. So we're on 3 objectives, 1, 2, and 3 over there. And that was the Tempting Target. So we've got, I think, 46 points right now for the T'au. The footprint of the Imperial Fists has dwindled significantly, but it's a game about points. So we'll see what they can draw and see if they can muster a victory yet. Chaplain issues his new orders. He was going to do area denial, spin a command point, got hold the line, both not achievable due to the T'au presence in the center of the board. Still looking at bringing it down on the Riptide and getting some more wounds. 23 to go. Movements over for the Imperial Fists. Very smart tactical play here, trying to maximize points to stay in this game. First thing, the guy that was up top dropped down, so he's going to be a much harder target to shift off this objective. Eradicators stayed still so they get their full ballistic skill to blow this guy up. Because the debate was, do we move all these guys off the objective to charge in and kill him in combat and let these guys try to shoot like the Pathfinders to help maybe get area denial, something like that. But realistically, he overwatches for free and hits on fives. Fives explode. So good, very good chance he kills them in Overwatch. So instead, stay on the objective. Good. They advance, so they're on an objective that they weren't on, and they control it because their objective secured. So that's 2 bonus points. Now if the Riptide dies, that's 3 bonus points, and you'll be on 3 objectives. So yeah, maximizing points. I think this is the smartest play. Imperial Fists trying to score some points. But with that all said, we got to kill the Riptide. So let's shoot some Eradicators.
Yeah, so we're looking for 3s to hit. Green dice are the multi-melta.
Yeah.
They are within half range, so the multi-melta is doing d6 plus 2.
Yeah.
And the regular meltas are doing d6 plus 4 now.
Oh my gosh.
As you can see, we'll most likely be targeting the same thing. They can shoot twice,
Yes.
but we'll do that after the first round. So looking for 3s here. Okay, so 1 will drop.
1.
Strength of 8.
8. So 3s to
For
wound.
3s to wound.
Oh, only
so
1.
1 at your invuln.
4 up. Got it.
Okay. Shooting again with total obliteration.
Yep.
So 3s.
Oh, the dice are betraying. Okay, 2, 3s again.
3s again. We do have the CP.
Okay.
So they will wound.
4 ups. Okay, make 1 pass 1. You can kill it though.
You did which one for the?
Oh, okay. So yeah, because the multi-melta, we'll say the green one is the +4 damage. So I'll do 1, 2 on a 1, 2, 3. I save this one. On a 4, 5, 6, I save the one that's +4. Okay, so I save the one that's +4. So this is d6 plus 2. 7 wounds.
We do have the 1 CP.
Need a 5. That's a 6. He does go. Awesome. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, this is 8 wounds.
Yeah, you have 5 up.
I have my 5 up Fiona Pain. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's see. Oh my gosh. Couple 5s, right? That's reasonable. I've got 8 die. Yeah, make sure I didn't get an extra one. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Well,
so he takes 3. So we are at the end of, actually we're in the Imperial Fist turn in round 5 here. T'au, we drew some cards. It was over. I was going to score at least 10 points on my secondaries plus my 10 primaries. So it was out of reach for the Imperial Fist, but we decided to play out by round 5. So I shot and cleared the Eradicators and the Assault Intercessors. So our brave chaplain has strutted out. He's going to charge. He means to kill this Riptide. So he fired his pistol in, no damage done. So now it is the charge. You need a 6. And you do have a command point.
we do have a command point.
He is in with 11. He's angry. So can he weather this storm of Overwatch? And we will film it this time. Let me grab some dice. All right. We are about to shoot. He did once CP left, transhuman, but we are hitting on 5s because of our secondary system thing, and 5s and 6s explode at this point. Oh my goodness. So that's 4, which becomes 8. So get these out. 4s technically explode right now, but they don't hit, so it doesn't matter. All right, and then transhuman, these are 4s to wound. Ooh, okay. I mean, you know, why not? I want to reroll 1. Okay, 4 wounds. AP -2, which becomes AP -1. So I think you're 4 up save.
It's my 4
either way.
These are flat 2 each.
Yes.
So we got 4 4-ups.
Oh, and no CP left,
Yeah,
unfortunately. So as he charges in, fury in his eyes, he doesn't even feel the burst cannon rounds crash into his body as he charges in and collapses at the feet of the Riptide. So the T'au have infiltrated this planet. The Imperial Fist did an excellent job fortifying the planet, but the local defense forces were unable to withhold, and the T'au were able to sneak in behind the lines and catch the Imperial Fists off guard, give them a little bit of an advantage, and the T'au pushed them out of the city. We did have one lone survivor down here. He held out for the Imperial Guard forces, or I'm sorry, I take that back. That was rude of me to say. Imperial Fist forces. So there is a survivor. The captain also teleported off, so he didn't end up getting knocked out of his life. He was knocked out of the battle, but was not killed. But yeah, it was a really good game. It was actually really tight there. Until about battle round 4. You didn't get any any secondaries in battle round 3, yep, which kind of put it out of reach going forward, because I got a little bit of a lead, and your numbers were dwindling, which hampered your ability to push me back. But really, I mean, other than the Riptide jumping up here late in the game, like, you controlled, the whole center of the battlefield and most of the battlefield. I played it real safe in the back,
yep,
and kept my guys alive, whittling your forces down until I could spring out there at the end. How do you think it went?
It's a lot of fun. I mean, we held the line until we couldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of firepower, but yeah, it's a close game until round 3. When finally, like, my center forces just kind of collapsed on itself and kind of divided into the full 2. Mm-hmm. But
the Blade Guard and the Interceptors who came down in the middle, I was able to knock them out. The Blade Guard were a huge pain in the first 2 battle rounds. Like, I literally couldn't do anything to them. There was one guy on 1 wound. I felt like we counted up. He survived like 24 smart missile shots.
They were definitely the MVP for a while there.
That was awesome. I mean, obviously, you think about things you didn't do, might have done differently. Like, I don't know what you could have done differently necessarily. I think you played it pretty well. I guess the only thing, maybe if getting the Eradicators out a little earlier to get some more firepower downfield, maybe. But, I mean, realistically, you played it very well. The Dreadnought over here actually survived the first turn of shooting, which I did not expect. And that was huge. But then, like, both of us, battle round 1, our shooting was terrible. Like, your Dreadnought survived.
But I think they didn't do a single wound.
He did basically nothing. He was hitting on 4s, re-rolling everything, and then just like, that's what it was. You rolled your D6 attacks, rolled a 2, re-rolled it into a 1. Yeah, that's so. Shooting didn't go well early for either of us, but it was cool because it's like we're moving through this urban terrain. Like, nobody wants to just jump out and get obliterated, so everybody's like moving around corners. Same with your Eradicators. That was the same deal. You didn't want them to get killed, so moving them up, waiting for something to come up into range. And we both kind of like waited back and forth. Who's going to make that jump first? You went in and took control of the center, and then the T'au firepower was able to push you out at that point, and that was when it all swung. But I had a lot of fun. That was a great game. Did you have fun?
Oh yeah, I had a great time.
Oh, awesome. And I can't say this enough. Your army is just incredibly beautiful. Like, look at this little dude. Look at this little guy. Oh my gosh. That is magnificent. Oh, wonderful. Okay, so yeah. Thanks for coming down. It was a great game. Your army's amazing and beautiful. And I love, Imperial Fists. You don't see Imperial Fists very often. That's great. But yeah, thanks also to everybody out there watching. Remember, please subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff. Helps me out here on the channel. Helps us keep going, making new battle reports and all of that fun stuff. So I hope you enjoyed this one. I really did, and have fun.